Hey there, everybody. How are you? It's good to see you. It's good to be seen by you. Welcome to the show. I, of course, am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear on a Wednesday night when I don't have to do the drive-in tonight, and I'm pretty happy about that. We're going to have the Viking Hat GM, none other than Kyle, joining us here soon, and we're going to be playing some of his post-apocalyptic fun of Yes But. He is going to be in the driver's seat, and I am just going to get to roll the dice like a commoner. Anyway, everybody, I'm glad you're all here, though. I am having an extraordinarily busy week, and it's not going to slow down. We played some first edition AD&D last night. We have got a kind of a special deep dive happening tomorrow night. I don't want to get into it, but also happening tomorrow night, or tomorrow during the day, rather. I'm going to be doing a not live streamed interview with the design team from Erebus Mythos and uploading that to the channel. So if you guys have any questions about Erebus Mythos, the horror game set in 19th century Greece, then I want you to feel free to ask me those questions on social media, and I will pass it on to them. Movie guy John, you know what? You're here in spirit, and that counts too. But thank you for tuning in. And hello to you, Corey, Jason Thomas, Damien247. Who else is out there? Wave of Mutilation. Good to see you all, everybody. But anyway, I wouldn't say that real loud, Jason. I would not say that real loud. He is here. So watch that. But anyway, so I'm dropping that Friday. Of course, we're going to be playing session 4 of our Halloween Shocktober Call of Cthulhu horror mini campaign. I got to find a shorter title for that runs me out of breath just saying it. And then early Saturday evening, I will be doing a live streamed game with myself and some others. We are going to be playing Erebus Mythos. And that's going to be a lot of fun because it is the spooky season and it is the time of horror. What is my favorite magic item, Rabbit Wrangler? As a player, I would say nothing beats a good old-fashioned +2 Frost brand flame tongue sword. As a magic user, anything that I can turn on the party. But anyway, and so yeah, all that's happening. And let me tell you, if you are interested in jumping in on the Erebus Mythos live stream, I don't just mean as an audience member, but as a participant, give that a try. And give that a try. Let me know. So speaking of things that you guys should know about, I do not recognize the bodies in the chat. That is correct, Jorge. But speaking of things that I want lots of people to know about is, of course, the sponsor of tonight's live stream. And that is, of course, the Rising Phoenix, the creators, and that is my buddy Yang Yin's out, the creators of Empire of the Undying Sun. What is Empire of the Undying Sun? Well, let me tell you something, boys and girls. Empire of the Undying Sun is a 300 plus page campaign setting, horror fantasy setting for 1st edition and 5th edition. Yours truly, I have been lucky enough, I've been blessed enough to be selected by Yang and Zhao, the creator of it, to write the 1st edition AD&D sections of this Kickstarter. So Empire of the Undying Sun, fantasy horror setting in a world of dark fairy tales, guys. This has got so much goodness in it, so much AD&D goodness in it. And this Kickstarter is very close to happening. Look at this. We are just a little shy of just 1,500 to go to fulfill this Kickstarter. There's 8 days, 158 backers. Guys, if you've bought my stuff, if you've purchased things that I've written, if you've picked up those free AD&D modules that I will eagerly, happily, gladly let people get their hands on, you know that I bring classic AD&D to the table. When I say I write AD&D, I write AD&D, and it's going to be in here. If AD&D is your jam, get Empire of the Undying Sun. Back this. We've got a little over $1,500 and a little bit more than a week left to go. So please back this 450-page horror fantasy campaign setting. I wouldn't steer you wrong, guys. I would not steer you wrong in the least. Speaking of projects, speaking of things that are going on, I do want to mention that no, your eyes do not deceive you. Yes, especially if you're a new subscriber to the YouTube channel, you do in fact recognize the OD&D set in front of me. This is a wood grain, a replica wood grain original D&D set, and we are giving away 4 of these sets during the holiday broadcast on December 25th. Let me tell you how you can qualify to possibly win one of these sets. Here's what you do. We have, I didn't even turn on my banner so you guys can see that. We have a Patreon scrolling down right there. We have YouTube memberships, which is, I think, over here or possibly down over here somewhere. But regardless of that, back us on YouTube as a member or back us as a patron. And guys, you can come in at the lowest level of backing, like saying, "Oh, I'm going to back you for $10." It doesn't, that doesn't increase your chance of getting hit with a drawing. So if you are in kind of a financial crunch, and who isn't at this time of year, right? And you want to buy a ticket for as little as $2, you can do that. You can do that. I'm not going to penalize people who just come in for the drawing. But I will tell you this, you have to become a YouTube member or a patron no later than October 31st. You've got 9 days to join us on Patreon or join us as a YouTube member. Join us for as little as $1 a month as a YouTube member or $2.99 a month. That's as low as I can make it on YouTube. And you're entered into the drawing Christmas night 4 times. We spin the wheel, and 4 lucky people will win a replica original Dungeons and Dragons set. This is a copy of the OG down to the nth detail. And that ain't all. That ain't everything, guys, because I'm throwing in a replica of Chainmail. That's right. You get 2 games here. You get original Dungeons and Dragons and you get Chainmail. This is probably well be the only time I offer these as prize drawing giveaway here on the show. Jorge is asking for a link to the Kickstarter. There you go. Did that not? Come on. Let me copy you. Let me paste you. And it is now linked in the chat. Jorge, thank you very much. So, yes, back us. You're entered. You can win this. And maybe you're overseas. Maybe you're one of our folks from South America, like Jorge is. Maybe you're from out in Australia, like Kyle, like Wave and Mutilation. Maybe you're somewhere else in the world and you're thinking, well, that's nice, but it's going to cost you so much money if I win that. Gonzalo Lira's bar tab has offered to cover shipping for 1 overseas international winner, whether you're in Canada or Mexico or all the way around the world. Maybe you're stuck in that weather station on Bouvet Island out there in the middle of the southern Indian Ocean. We'll get it to you. We'll make that happen. So fear not. We will take care of you. And now is your chance. You can show off to all the kids on the block that you have a replica original Dungeons and Dragons set. So if that's something you want to be a part of, that's awesome. That's great. And I hope you guys will want to come on board for that. Speaking of things and people who are on board, we have got with us tonight, as I warned you guys, nobody else other than the one and only Viking Hat GM joining us tonight. He's waiting in the green room, patiently sipping his is that kombucha you have there, Kyle? You're having the kombucha and the spinach crab puffs. Very good stuff. We have a great craft services team here supporting the channel. But I'm gonna force him to put his snack saucer down and come on out here and join us. Everybody, please put your hands together for somebody who is not just the co-host here, but I am proud and I'm honored to say he's a personal friend of mine. Everybody, please welcome Kyle, the Viking Hat GM. Kyle, how are you, my friend?
Oh, boys and girls, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. I can't complain. Yeah,
I'm sitting here in the closest place we've got to the post-apocalypse in the Western world, which is Australia. I say it's the closest place because we've got so much desert and so many deadly animals.
Yeah,
we just don't have.
I mean, you know, you've got Papa Lago and his oil refinery out there. You know, you've got the Lord Humongous and all that.
That's right. I want the gasoline.
The gasoline, just walk away. All right. And next up, of course, you know her, you love her. She plays Call of Cthulhu and Gamma World with us on Friday. Everybody, please welcome Kennick as our resident junkie and all-around twitchy person, Erica.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. Check your audio, Kennick. You're a little choppy. And speaking of people who like to chop things, I don't know, that just seemed like a good segue. Everybody, please welcome my fellow co-conspirator here in this wasteland of economic crash, disease, and privation. Everybody say hello to none other than Joe Kaufman. Good evening, Joe. He is quiet and he is
Joe's going out for a smoke.
All right. Well, we eagerly await Joe's joining us, even if he's not fully here.
T-shirt today, boys and girls.
Repping the merch.
Buy Bill's merch.
Yes, thank you, Kyle. It is linked below.
Rebuild after his next cyclone or hurricane, whatever you guys call
it.
Fortunately.
Nice.
I'm crossing my fingers and hoping this one that's kicking around in the Southern Caribbean is the last of the season, but we make no assumptions about that around here. So anyway, how's the shirt? Is it a comfy shirt, Kyle?
It is a comfy shirt. It is a comfy shirt. I probably won't be wearing it so much in summer. I've noticed over the years there's a difference between the t-shirts we get here in Australia and the t-shirts that you get in the US. Yours is thicker material, and that'll probably be because of the weather. Because I mean they're all made in Bangladesh, so it's not where they're made. Yeah, probably because of the weather, because it's hotter here, so we tend to like light tissue. I actually like the thicker ones. So this is a thicker material, and it fits well. It's good. But when it's past body temperature, heat outside, then yeah. Then I just strip off. No, yeah. Not really.
All righty. Well, Kyle, it has been a minute or two. Will you regale us with the nature of the situation?
Why don't you regale us with the nature of the situation? Joe, tell us what's been happening.
Joe? He's dumbstruck.
Summary of the campaign, good.
Kanek, you wanna step in?
Well, we made a successful run at a grocery store in the city, and we returned back to our camp. We found that the camp had been pilfered of the food, but they didn't take anything else. So we got back. We figured out that our travelers we brought along were not as wholesome as we originally thought. So we asked them to depart, and they were not happy about that. But yeah, so we've moved on. And
well, first you asked them to depart, then you went to town. You went to the suburbs of Generic City, and you looted the store. And then on the way back, you found Mouthy Mick and his mates in a boarded up house, and you decide to burn it down with them inside.
yeah,
I want to point out, we decided to burn it down because they're freaking cannibals.
In a boarded up house.
We didn't board it up. It was boarded up before we decided to burn it down. We just were sending them a message that we didn't want them back very strongly.
I'm getting some feedback here, it seems. I'm just going to try with these little headphones.
All right. So yeah, I think that's an important nuance. Also, we did find a bodega, and there's I think I'm not trying to get an in on you, Kyle. So if I've got this wrong, please correct me. Did you say there was 1 or 2 months worth of food in the bodega?
Well, it depends how many of you there are. There's the 3 PCs and 2 NPCs, Autumn and Jaya. So about 2 months, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And it would easily stretch to 3, just with a basic bit of hunting and fishing going on as well.
Which we are definitely doing.
Yeah. But so 2 weeks have gone by in the real world, and 2 weeks have gone by in the game world. So those wounds that you had, and the fatigue and the distress and that, they're all resolved. None of you had serious wounds. You just had green level wounds. Bill had, or Bill's character John, had been bitten multiple times on his legs, and by some sort of ghoulish creature.
But I have not turned. I just want that on record. I have not turned.
We have the medical know-how to make sure you don't turn.
Yeah, you wash out the wound and all the rest, and that works about 5 and 6 times. 1 to 6 times, you're just unlucky. But you know, there's not just you're not sure about turning. You're not sure about the nature. You've met 3. That's right. Yeah, 3 creatures like this so far. One was in the prison infirmary, and you weren't sure if he was some sort of ghoul zombie thing, or if he was just a crazy guy, because it was from the psych wing of the prison infirmary. And so, you know, a few weeks off his meds and without anything to eat, and he was eating people's faces. That's, yeah. So that, you weren't sure exactly the nature of that. You met another one in the garage of a house that you looted, with a deceased guy in it who had been chewed on. He was apparently hibernating in a corner under a pile of clothes and rubbish, and attacked you while you're in the garage. And then you met another one in the grocery store. You think there may have been another one in the back rooms of the grocery store as well, but when you heard it thumping against the wall, you decided you suddenly recalled an urgent appointment elsewhere. decided it was time to move on. So yeah, Erica is unwounded. She was a bit psychologically scarred by the combats that she was in, but she's recovered from that. Mac is likewise unwounded, was a bit psychologically scarred because he has no. So for viewers who don't know, in this system, you've got three kinds of, well, you've got wounds like any system, and you've got three kinds of stress: hunger, fatigue, and distress. Hunger subtracts from your brawn skills, fatigue subtracts from your brain skills, and distress subtracts from your soul skills. If you lack a combat skill or a medical skill, when you engage in a combat, afterwards you incur a level of distress. You're like, oh my God, that was horrible. You don't know how to handle it. If you've, been out there shooting and bashing and healing people, then you can handle it. It doesn't mean you like it, but it doesn't have any game mechanical effect of causing distress. This distress will resolve by your character indulging their nature or having some downtime and so on. You can also resolve it with substances. So alcohol removes distress but increases fatigue, and uppers will remove fatigue and increase distress. So you can get into a nasty cycle if you really want to, but I don't recommend.
So what if you do it both at the same time? Do they have a net effect?
Well, there's only one way to find out, and Erica's.
Well, then we're partying.
Try to find out. Erica's the kind of character who would try to find out. Then we have to pull out the old D&D book and look up the mishability of potions.
She explodes for 5d6 damage. Everyone in a 10-foot radius.
So that's
Mac.
Mac. We also have the NPCs, Autumn Kepler, who's been with you since the prison, and J.O. Coleman, who's also been with you since the prison.
All right, guys. So presumably over the last couple of weeks, since we've gone back to the ranch and taken our fridge back inside and set it up, and I throw in some of those the plastic freezy pops, and tomahawk steaks, plastic freezy pops, because hey, who doesn't like a popsicle? It's springtime. Let's live a little bit. Besides, it's a lot of glucose. It's nice caloric rush there. But presumably over the couple of weeks we have been, and I say presumably to my fellow survivors, we have been prepping. We have been building up our settlement, as it were, to go a little Fallout 4-ish there. So
the way it works is that facilities are built at your stronghold during the downtime, and in between downtimes when you're having missions, that's when you might want to accumulate the stuff required to build those facilities. So you want to build a cabin, you need wood, so you go on a mission to go and get some wood, whether it be just chopping in the nearby forest or going to an old building site or whatever. There's your adventure. Then after your adventure, you have downtime where you actually build it. You have this, instead of XP, you've got materials. You can always try to build things, but you get a bonus or a malus based on what you have accumulated. Now, at the settlement, you have intact sleeping quarters. And previously, John has been responsible for keeping those maintained. You attempted, in the last downtime, to build a water purification system. Erica attempted, and she didn't succeed. Bill successfully built a communications hub. He keeps taking the radios in and out every time you guys go out, but whatever. It still works. Joe attempted to get a generator going, but didn't succeed. It was a no but result. It means he didn't succeed, but he gets a +1 if he tries again next time. He learned something from his mistakes. Autumn attempted to build a board games room, which just didn't work. He just didn't have enough stuff. Mac, Joe's character Mac attempted to build some reinforced walls, and that just didn't work. the ground's just too sloppy. But yeah, so both the water for purification and the generator had a no but result. If you try again, you get a +1. Other things you need more materials for, basically. And of course, there are other kinds of facilities that you can build, but it won't be ready. You won't be ready for a downtime just yet. There's a little bit more adventure at the moment. So just
all right.
Notes here. My colleagues' notes.
Excellent.
I've got some more organized notes elsewhere. So there's that. Yeah, so in terms of preparation, you've just basically got to decide what it is that you want to build, and then I'll tell you the materials you need for it, and then you figure out where you can go and get them.
Let me think. I think we should have a go at building that water purification system again. I mean, we got to. I think we've learned our lessons perhaps a little bit better, and we could give it another try. What do you think?
I mean, I'm completely on board with the water purification. My additional thought is while we were gone, the group in the woods took what we left behind and cherry picked. So maybe finding a way to keep them out is also a priority besides the water. I mean, water is vitally critical. I get that. And I will focus on that. But can we split our focus between the two?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
We even though we failed to build the wall, do we still have the resources to do it?
We still have the materials. Yeah, the materials didn't magically disappear.
Okay.
Someone else needs to use headphones as well. I think.
We didn't.
Might be you, Bill. Sorry, Joe.
Maybe. I'm having troubles here tonight, guys. I apologize.
That's all right.
It happens.
No worries, Joe. Just I think StreamYard will let you go push to talk. So or your Windows audio, whatever. Something may allow you to go push to talk. Megan points out we still have cores at. See, that's you always look on the bright side of life, and that's that's what I love about this audience, guys. I have the best looking and the smartest audience of any 5-night-a-week TTRPG live stream show on YouTube. I will kill on that hill. All right. So while she's working on the now I've got the comm system set up. I will, clip the radio back to our scaffold antenna and that sort of thing. If I help with the wall, I mean, does extra manpower help with that?
Yeah. Extra manpower is a +1, but it takes up one of your 2 actions in that downtime.
Okay. Well, like I said, I've got the comm system set up, and I'll help. I will. One of my actions will be establishing helping to establish the perimeter wall.
Okay. So let's see. All right. So you guys have got no active defenses, but I'll assume that you do a sort of some sort of picket and do a patrol, or does everyone just conk out at night after?
No.
No.
We two person patrol together, not like, well, I'll go over there.
Well, you've only got 5 of you.
No, I understand.
The person would be like rather inhibited sleep.
I understand there's going to be fatigue, but until we find people who are
going to do a
eating other people's
rotational
spaces and making
a rotation.
Because the other thing about fatigue, remember, is that fatigue subtracts from your brain skills, including observation. So
Amber does not need to make the game room.
During these 2 weeks, you don't worry about manning the facilities or building facilities or anything like that. Just establishing what's happening in those 2 weeks. but yeah, so in terms of having someone switched on, it can be better to have one fresh person than to have two fatigued people. Now, in terms of firepower, it's better to have two fatigued people. So the question is, do you want to spot trouble before it comes? Because that person can always go and wake everyone else up. Or are you less worried about spotting trouble and more worried about dealing with it instantly if it comes? So that's one.
Dealing with the issue instantly is probably the best.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's just roll to see who's on duty when this comes up. 1, 2, 3. So Erica and Joe's character, Mac. Erica and Mac are on duty. Okay, so you're out sitting on your porch at night. It's cool, and there's a light drizzle. If there's a moon out tonight, you can't see it because it's overcast. Just a light drizzle, no wind, spotting onto the lake. You're looking at all the tree stumps and mud around. You spend enough time looking at the tree stumps and it looks like someone crawling towards you. Yeah, as I said, you're sitting on the porch of your cabins. You hear the noises of the animals out in the wilderness, the honking of a deer, that sort of thing, cawing of birds. And while you're sitting there, you hear a clunk, a metallic clunk. You're not sure where from.
Metallic?
Yeah, metallic clunk, like something hitting metal.
Can we tell which direction it's coming from?
You don't know. But apart from in the cabins, the metal that's around is your 3 vehicles. You've got your VW and your flatbed truck, and there's also the disemboweled diesel truck, which is a big diesel thing, and you've tried to turn the engine into a generator.
Mac, go wake everybody up. We got people where they don't belong.
Yeah, I'm with Jaya.
No, you're with Erica.
Jaya, what?
Okay, you got to go and wait. Yeah, you're with Erica.
Sorry. Yes, I'm gonna have her follow me so that we're not splitting up.
No, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna bring the Uzi up in case something gets in my vision.
The Uzi 9mm.
Yep. So I got it up. I got a train done where we got light. So wake the troops up and let's light this place up. See what we got going on.
Okay, so you're making a roll to say, do you wake people up quickly enough to interfere with what's happening? That's the question. And that's just a raw roll, basically. Your degree of success or failure will be how many people you wake up in time. So just roll a 1d6.
I rolled a 4.
4, okay. So it's a yes, but. So you'll wake up one person in time. Who are you going to wake up? Which one are you going for first? Lost your buddy.
Yeah.
No words from Joe.
He may be lagged.
Should we roll?
Just wake up, Bill.
Okay.
Wake up.
That is very. What? I'm awake.
Shit.
I'm awake.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Joe's
I was
last
going for
frame there
Dawn.
looked like. He said he was going before we lost Joe. He said he was. Well, I'm awake now, so there we go.
Yeah, I guess Wi-Fi is always spotty at best.
Yeah. Dying Breed Tabletop says, I hear there's a Kyle here. This is going to be a problem. Yeah, you guys don't cross the streams. You'll cause a antimatter explosion. Dying Breed is of course a Kyle, and we have a Kyle, so it could get really confusing. Joe's going to come back.
Kids, we've got a Kyle at home.
Kyle at home. All right, so I'm awake. Kyle at Dungeon Delver. What is going on?
Okay, so you've got movement at the station.
Okay.
And over by the diesel truck, you see it light up. A flame starts, and while you're standing there looking, it just expands. Woof.
Okay.
And you hear some insane cackling going off into the distance. Whoever was cackling insanely is running off.
Okay.
And the gasoline is just pouring out of the diesel truck and into the flames and burning.
But the problem is liquid diesel is not flammable. It's the gas. So that's not actually going to work.
Well, it's burning. Would you like to go to the fire and argue with it?
I am going over there. I'm going to yell to. Let's see if we have Joe. Joe, are you with us?
Yes, I think this is better.
I think it is better. Okay. All right. So I am going to grab. I'm going to grab Mac, and we're going to go over, and we're going to try to throw dirt and so forth on the fire to put it out.
Catch me up real quick. Why is there something on fire?
Someone set our diesel reserve on fire.
Yeah, someone's opened up the diesel. Yeah.
I'm going to run into the truck and look if there's a fire extinguisher in the truck.
In the cabin of the truck. Make a roll. So you see that all 4 valves on it are open, but only one of them is burning.
So I would say.
But the others are flooding out. So.
It's a 1. Nope.
It's a 1. Yeah, there's no diesel in there. There's no fire extinguisher in there.
Is the cap still there for the spot that's burning? If we close
you don't see it around.
Okay.
It's a screw-on cap. It's a screw-on cap, and normally it would have a little chain attaching it to it, but there's no chain there. Someone has obviously removed it. And they tossed it off into the muddles.
All right. Well, I'm going to look for something hard and flat, and I'm going to try to stop the fire just by covering it.
Yep. Just make a roll. See if there's something lying around, a chunk of board or something.
A 6.
Woohoo!
A 6, yeah. Okay, so you find a big metal sheet, this chunk of corrugated iron from amongst your building materials happens to be lying here from when you were trying to build the reinforced walls. You can toss that on top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that slows down the fire, and it buys you a bit more time. It's still burning though. because the thing is like so much fuel has just scattered out
Oh
there.
yeah.
So it's not going boom in an enormous explosion or whatever, but it is burning.
Jeez.
All right. Well, I am trying to help extinguish this, Kyle.
Yep. So yeah, there's a light drizzle going on, so it's not igniting quite as much as the arsonist might have hoped.
Oh, thank goodness.
And like I said, it is all mud out here, so it's poor conditions for arson. But it is still burning steadily because there's just like this, gallons a minute still pouring out onto it. You've got to shut that off, but the problem is you have to walk through fire to shut that off.
I yelled at Kanik to go grab some heavy blankets and or whoever's free and
Yeah, I'm the only
maybe
one up beside the three of us. So yeah, I'll grab the blankets and buckets and whatever I can get and bring them.
Well, the other two will wake up, I would say, because I'm sure you guys are shouting excitedly and so on. So they sort of wake, and they'll be smelling the burning diesel too. So they'll be waking up and come out.
Alrighty. Well, I'll did they bring a blanket out or something?
Yeah, they bring something out.
Yeah.
So just make one more roll. You will put the fire out, but it's a matter of how much fuel leaks out first.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. That was not intended to be. I got a 4, Kyle. I got a 4.
Okay. So yes, you get the fire out, but you lose most of your fuel. You've lost about 3/4 of the fuel. It was full tank, but it's about 3/4 empty now.
Really? Tanker truck full and it's out? That's
Well, it was pouring out for some time.
okay.
I see.
Because like I said, all 4 outlets were on.
Well,
Okay.
so much for the water supply.
Well, you were just trying to go for grain water before anyway, so
Yeah.
the water supply won't be affected. Not sure if you
Well.
want to drink from a nearby lake, though.
Yeah, not for a few years at this point.
Is it still? It's nighttime, correct?
It is, yes. It's
Okay.
nighttime, and now the fire has gone out, and nothing else was burning because there was nothing else around the vehicle except mud and tree stumps. Thanks, Gonzalez.
Yeah. Appreciate the super, buddy.
Yeah. So the fire is out. 3/4 of the gasoline is out onto the ground, soaking into the mud in the light drizzle in the cold night air. And you're all wet and you all smell like diesel now.
Hmm.
And evidently there's some neighbor who doesn't like you
Right.
or just has a funny sense of humor.
Yeah. I suspect we got followed. I suspect we got followed back by the dirty hippies, which means I will kill them the next time we see them. I'm not screwing around anymore. I will summarily execute every single one of them. I will not accept surrender. I will not accept. I'm sorry. I will not accept. Please don't. I was wrong. They die. I'm done.
I'm with you. Kill one and
Right,
the
Diane
rest
Breed
won't
said
bother
I
us.
was wet and smelled like diesel for over 25 years. It's going to be okay.
Yes, but you could get more diesel.
So the question is, were you a mechanic in the civilian workforce, or was this just military life?
Yeah.
Because like gun oil smells a lot like diesel too.
Oh, by the way, for the YouTube algorithm in Minecraft, I should I should point that out.
Yeah. Now, the following morning, do we want to try to track these people, or does that
No.
even matter?
Nope. We're
I think they're just
building the
assuming.
wall.
Mac, I think
building
they're
the
just
wall.
assuming guilt.
We are building the wall.
Uh,
Are you going to make the cannibal junkies pay for it?
And they're going to
Mac.
pay for it. That's right.
Mac, we're going to spend the rest of the day putting the gas into the semi truck. We're just going to top off the semi truck's tanks at this point.
That's a good call. Yeah.
I mean, I just give up on our attempt to have a little bit of power every now and again. We'll have no power from now on.
Yeah.
So,
That's a big bummer.
yeah, it is. All right. So that and perimeter wall. That's what we're doing today.
Yep.
Well, you could do patrols and so on, but like I said,
Yeah.
building a perimeter wall is part of the downtime. But yeah, so that's those 2 weeks. So 2 weeks you healed, you recovered distress and all that sort of stuff, and somebody tried to burn you down.
I mean, if we can't build a wall, let's build pits. We got land. Let's build random pits to catch anybody trying to sneak in. Just make it a little harder.
Not a bad idea.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, are you planning to go back to town and get some more supplies, or go in the woods, or whatever?
I'm halfway tempted just to leave this place, if I'm being entirely honest with you.
Well, should we go to town, get supplies, and say, we're moving on. This is all behind us.
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to try and stick it out here? I mean, at this point, one rundown cabin is as good as the next. I don't want to sleep rough on the road, but at the same time, there's 5 of us and an acre of land that we have to fix up. We can do it 1 or 2 people a night, extremely tired, and then get panty raided again and again and picked off one at a time until there's one of us left chained in the Lord Humongous's pleasure pit. Or we can try and find someplace else that's frankly a little bit more defensible than this. And if that's the case, we're not leaving a single thing here, and that includes the buildings. I don't mean we're taking them with us. I mean, we're not leaving them for them. Fuck them and fuck their comfort.
I think we should move on because we've made a lot of enemies here. We got that couple that have their own little army thing, apparently. We got the city people. They're angry, and the hippies and
whatever.
Whoever these forest things are. Let's
Jay,
make some new trails.
Let's get a half state away from here.
My only question would be, have we made any progress on this wall? And or is it just you either succeed or you don't succeed?
No, you haven't made any progress on the wall.
Okay.
So, just like you haven't made progress on the board games room, the generator, it's you got a no but result, which means you didn't get it going, but you get a +1 if you try again next time. That's the same case with the water purification system.
Max says, I know when I'm not wanted. I think maybe perhaps it would be best if we just moved on.
All right. Everything that isn't bolted down, we're putting on your semi. Everything. I'm not leaving a grain of rice. I'm not leaving a match. I'm not leaving a paper clip. And these, I point to the cabins, are gone. I'm not leaving them for anybody else.
I agree. And how are we looking on fuel?
Well, I mean, a quarter of a diesel truck's worth is still a lot of fuel.
Yeah. And the engine of that truck is out. Is that correct?
It's out. You could put it back together in a few days, but you'd been attempting to turn it to a generator. So you
Right.
dismounted it and tried to put a belt on and blah blah blah.
How many tanks of like fuel tanks like that's on board a semi do I think that there is left in this tank?
Oh, I'm not going to bother quantifying it, but I mean, suffice to say that unless somebody sets fire to the rest, you don't have to worry about fuel for the rest of your campaign, as long as you've got this around.
Yeah.
You know, it's if you were using it for a generator all winter or something, it'd be a bit different. But yeah, for this purpose.
All right. Well, if that's the case, let's.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say maximum effort to getting the fuel truck running, and we'll go someplace else. We'll go someplace else. Let's get that done.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a lot of fuel, so we want to take that with us.
Yeah, we're not leaving anything.
Okay. So it'll take you a few days to put all that together. If you're not leaving anything at all,
Nope.
It'll take a few days.
Bill got the radio thing too going, so that's useful.
Yeah. On the periphery of the place, the periphery of the woods nearby, you occasionally see Min's crew watching over you. Sort of checking you out, just looking at what you're doing. They don't approach. You can approach them, or you can just ignore them. But
no, we're ignoring them.
They're just watching.
You know, they stole our food. You know, respect, whatever, because we didn't guard it, we didn't hide it, whatever. But yeah.
I'll fire a shot over their head.
You will you?
Yeah, go on, get it.
Like throwing a shoe at a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I just give Mac a look like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, so you fire a shot over the head. They retreat into the woods.
I'm obviously not trying to hit them, but I am trying to scare them.
Yeah, they retreat into the woods out of sight. That night, who's on watch?
All of us. All of us.
Oh, goodness.
That sounded like a threat, Kyle.
Oh, just one of those questions, you know. Okay, so 2 will be on watch as per previous thing, and everyone will be like at -1 for their fatigue. Okay, so who's on watch? Let's roll the dice. So Erica is on watch, and John is on watch. Okay, let's look them up. Min's crew is just watching. So unwelcoming. Oh.
They're probably like, damn it, they're taking everything, even the kitchen sink.
Yeah, if we can't haul it away, it's getting burned down as we're driving off. Actually, I'll burn it down and watch. I won't leave them to come back in and be like, "Oh, we can put this out." No, I will sit and I will watch.
It's going to be melted piles of slag on the ground.
Spiteful. How do I change my nature to spiteful?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm living up to my character. I don't know about the rest of you.
All right. Make an observation check. Bill or Erica? Sorry, John or Erica?
All right.
You'll be at -1, and I don't believe either of you has the skill.
No, I think I do have observation. Do I not? I could have sworn I did.
Let's have a look.
Shit, sorry. I need to learn to actually roll into the open. I'm so used to DMing that I click that.
Yeah, we always
3.
love those hidden rolls.
That is a 3, Kyle.
Yes, he does have observations. My mistake. So 3.
It's
so
a flat
roll
3. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, but okay. You don't see what it is, but you hear a sound somewhere behind you. So you're at the front of the cabins with Erica, and then you hear some movement behind the cabins. You're not sure what it is, but yeah, you just heard movement.
I yell at the top of my lungs for everyone to wake up, and then I say, "If I see you, I will kill you." And I rack the pistol. So I hope everyone's waking up.
Yep, they'll all be waking up. I mean, over time, over the next 10 minutes or so.
Guns up, Erica. Shoot to kill. We're not. I'm literally not in the mood to take a prisoner tonight.
Yeah.
Understood. Let's get everybody on board. I mean, we know we got at least one more gun that has no problem.
Okay. Yeah.
right.
So everyone's awaken up and joins you out the front. So what are you doing? A clearing patrol now, or?
Yeah, we're gonna walk around the cabins looking.
It's cold and dry and windy tonight. You walk around the cabins. On the back of your cabins has been scrawled, carved into the back of your cabins with a knife. It says, "Control your people or bury them."
Control our people. Control yourselves.
And then
I
on
think
another
we should-
cabinet, one of the ones that you're not using, because you don't have enough people, you might all together in one. Another one, it says, "We don't kill for fun. We kill to end the conversation."
All right. At this point, Kyle, are we concluding putting the tanker back together?
Well, it's the middle of the night, so no.
No, I mean at the next day. Are
Yes.
we doing
Yeah.
this? Great, cool, fine. Enough gas out to burn these cabins down. We're gone. We're done. We're leaving now.
I'm going to take twigs, and I'm going to make a phallic symbol on the grass for them
There you
to
go.
let them know how we feel
I like that. That's
when we
that's
leave.
just the kind of act before you think, never say die attitude that I expect out of a prison junkie. Cool. All right. So that's done. Yeah, I'm once the cabins are completely empty of everything. I mean,
Okay. In the morning, when you go to the diesel truck to get the diesel to burn down the cabins, you find that the tires have been let down.
What the hell? Who's on watch?
Someone slashed the
we all
tires.
were.
Yeah,
You all
we
were.
suck at watch.
You think it
apparently.
must have happened when you were at the back, looking at the scrawling on the walls. You think they must have cut the tires in the front.
Sidewall cuts, probably.
I hear yes, I hear dinging in the background. Ask not for whom the bell tolls, eh?
Yeah. Well, that was an enjoyable waste of a few days trying to get this thing running. Set it on fire too.
Yeah, we're not going to leave anything for
I look at
anybody.
John. You've topped off the tanks, right? In your semi.
Yeah, what tires are cut here?
All of them.
If it's a sidewall, it doesn't matter. We can't fix them.
No.
Yeah.
On which vehicles?
The fuel truck.
Oh, is that correct, Kyle?
Yes, on the fuel
Okay,
truck. The others are intact.
Well, that's good. Yeah, let's.
Fuel everywhere. I want a conflagration that could be seen from space.
I'm gonna. Are there any containers we could?
Yeah, you got containers next.
So let's
Yeah, we're
let's
gonna
take
take
as
as
much
much
of this
as we
as we
can.
can. Yeah, we'll
Yep.
take as much as we can, and then use the rest of it to burn the whole place down.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna douse everything, burn it, and then open up what's left in the truck. Wait till it gets close to dry, and fire a flaming arrow in
Mm-hmm.
because we don't want to be close when that goes up.
Yeah, sure.
It's not too dangerous to light
I mean,
diesel.
Hunger Games, had a reason she used an arrow.
Yep, you can do that.
This isn't your friend with a very large explosion.
All right, you're getting ready to go, and Jaya comes up, and she says, "Any of you guys seen Autumn?"
I thought she was with you.
I thought she was with you.
I guess she's mutinied.
I don't think she would do that. Why would she do that? Says
I
Jaya.
don't know. Where is she? I mean, she might have been talking to the forest people, maybe. So try to find her. But she knows the plan.
She does, so why isn't she here?
All right, let's find Autumn.
Right. We leave this stuff. I don't know. There's a dozen of them, 3 dozen of them, whatever. They take our stuff. I mean, how badly do you want to starve chained to a tree all summer by this bunch of maniacs? Because I've had it. Okay. I spent 5 years in prison over 3 late parking tickets. I come out, and I only come out because the world has fallen apart. I try and set up a camping ground, and everything goes to shit. I'm done with it. Okay. I point at Erica, you and her, for all I know, you're all mass murderers because you came out of the same prison as I did. So honestly, my loyalty tank is about as flat as the tires on that truck. Now, I'll put it to a vote just because I'm that kind of a democratic guy. Jaya, do you want to go off into the fucking Blair Witch Woods and find her? Yes or no? Don't stand there staring at me like I've sprouted a second head.
She would come for us, says Joe.
Would she?
How about you? Don't know. You don't know if she would or not. But that's what. Joe
no,
said.
I don't know. I look at Matrix. How about you?
Matrix. You are Matrix.
No, I'm sorry. Not Matrix. I look at.
I look in the mirror. What would I do?
What would I do here? I look at Joe's character. What do you want to do?
Let's take a quick look. If she's, I don't know. I'm not a tracker, but if she's around and we see her, that's one thing. If we don't find her immediately, let's just get moving.
So how about this? The 2 worried party members do a quick looky-loo to see if they can find her and come back. You got a set amount of time, be it an hour, 2 hours, and then this caravan is leaving.
Somebody's got to watch this stuff. Somebody's got to watch this.
Yeah,
stuff.
we cannot leave it because last time we did, there were tires slashed.
It's clear. It's clear. They're trying to suck us in and pick us off one at a time. They really are.
We could move our caravan and then come back on foot.
So you're going to send someone to go look for autumn, or not?
You got an hour, Jaya.
I'm staying
go-
at the vehicles.
I say
No, you're-
I say we pull out. Let's pull out, and me and Jay will go cross country on foot through the woods and go hunting. And that way we're not sitting ducks where we've been for forever. Everything's ready to go, right?
Yeah. You've got everything except autumn.
All right, we'll pull out to the highway. I'm saying this
Yeah.
quietly, just close to everyone. We'll pull out to the highway. Jaya, you bring the VW back. We'll at least have a good distance to see you guys coming or see the bad guys coming. And that's what we'll do. We'll drive the little caravan to the highway.
So Jaya and Mac head off into the woods. Okay, make a tracking roll. Look, see if you can find tracks of anyone wandering away from the camp.
And
there's lots of mud around, and it's cool and clear, and there's lots of mud around, so it's good conditions for tracking. So I'll give you a +1 for the conditions, even though you don't have the skill.
Okay. I rolled a 4, it becomes a 5 with the +1.
5. So yes. Okay. So just in the outskirts of your camp, an area that you've been using as your latrine area, your outdoor latrine area, you find some steps leading away, and then you follow them, and then there are some other shoes that appear, other footsteps that appear around this one, and then it looks a bit messy, and then you see drag marks, like someone's been dragged off. So it looks to you like she went off to the latrine and perhaps heard or saw something and went and investigated, and then got hit or killed or whatever, and then dragged off. The drag marks are very clear, as are the footsteps of about probably two other people beside the drag marks.
They head off into the woods or towards the road?
It's off into the woods. It's south, running parallel to the road, in the direction of the. It'd be west, parallel to the road, in the direction of Generic City.
How's my visibility in the woods here?
You can see fairly well. This is northern woods, so there's not a lot of shrubbery, just a lot of conifers.
Pretty wide open then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll follow these tracks to the next rise or hill that is stopping my view, and at that point, I'll step off a good 50 yards up the hill to come around the hillside.
Yeah.
That's kind of my tactic here, is to, as soon as I can't see what's beyond me, I'm going to get off the main path and I'm going to circumvent.
Yeah. Okay, so you go along. So you're essentially making a stealth check. I'll make a roll.
Essentially. Sure. Oof, a 2.
2. Okay, so you sludge along through the mud. There is quite a lot of mud despite all the conifers around here. And you just go really slowly because you keep going knee deep into the mud around here. You may or may not be visible or audible to others, you're not sure, but you're going really slowly.
Any dry ground?
If you weren't worried about the south, you could then seek the dry ground. You leave lots of muddy footprints and stuff, but you would go faster. You don't have to make a roll if you want to go on the dry ground. You just have to make a roll if you want to be sneaky doing it.
I'm more worried about getting out of there quickly, so I will head for solid ground.
Okay, you head for solid ground. You round the side of a hill, and you see there's a little campfire going on, smoke, and there's some people around the campfire who look familiar. There's Mouthy Mick and his mates.
Oh,
And
sons of bitches.
on a tree nearby, you see Autumn, and she's unconscious, and there's a rope tied around her ankles, and she's being hauled up on the tree upside down, like that. So that guy with the butcher's apron on, he's hauling her up upside down.
About how far off are they?
They're about 50 yards from you. So it counts as medium range in terms of the rules.
Okay, and we were heading west, parallel to the road, correct?
Yeah, so they'll be northwest of you.
Okay. She's tied up. Is she like about to get killed, or is she just being held there?
Well, they're probably not like hanging her upside down to tickle her.
Yeah.
You never know with this bunch.
I'm gonna whisper to Jaya. I said, we're gonna have to create a diversion here. Let's each of us take a shot and then move immediately and take a shot from another position.
Mm-hmm.
And we see as many people as there are in this picture. Is that correct?
Yeah, you see 5 people plus Autumn hung upside down.
Any
Nice one, Kyle.
any firearms visible?
No firearms. And previously, when you saw Mouthy Mick's crew, they none of them had firearms. They just had melee weapons, and mostly improvised at that. Like kitchen knives and crowbars, that sort of thing.
Second thought. I tell Jaya that I want to try to parlay here and more threaten than parlay. If I fire, you fire, and then you move to a new position and fire again, and if they
Can't we just
us,
kill them all? Says Jaya.
I'm not that great of a shot, but
just get closer. It's better that way anyway. She said.
Jaya, the friendly, loyal sociopath.
Yes. Thank God she's on our side, huh?
While you're discussing, Autumn has been they've hung her up. They've tied it off now, and the guy in the butcher's apron gets out a large cleaver.
All right. Yep. I'm going to get out of.
Yep, that'll do it. Yep, in his head. Okay, so while he's standing there with the cleaver, sort of sizing her up, an arrow appears in his neck. He clutches at his neck, falls down, blood gushing from his neck. And the other 4 sort of jump up, startled, looking around into the bush. The arrows come from somewhere over that way, in the north, somewhere in the amongst the trees.
I'll fire immediately at the closest target.
Okay, that'll be Mouthy Mick.
Hell yeah, fuck. I mean,
okay, what weapon have you got?
That's the I believe it's the. Is it a 45 pistol? It's a pistol, I think.
Okay, if it's a 45, then that's ideal at short range. You're at medium range, so you'll be attacking at -1, and you don't have the skill. But we can assume that you're aiming. You're lining it up, so it nixes it out, so it becomes just a 0. So just roll d6.
A 5, straight up.
5. Whoa, you hit him. Okay, so that'll be a yellow wound to his trunk. Let's see if he remains standing. No, he goes down. So you go bam, and he drops. So there's now 3 who are looking around in confusion. They spot you guys.
Yeah, we made
All right.
noise.
Do they retain their morale?
Jaya doesn't fire immediately.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Jaya's not filling them full of
He hasn't had a
buckshot.
chance. He hasn't had a chance.
She needs no provocation at all.
Yeah.
She is not firing yet because she is moving. She's going at them to fire closer.
I mean,
I
Bill
gotcha.
and I are both dumbfounded here.
I glance over at Erica as we're sitting on top of the cab of the semi. Do you hear something?
Yeah, I think that's Jaya. That's what I say.
No, that was a single soft pop. That sounded like a pistol to me.
Wow.
It wouldn't be a single soft pop. It was a 44. Sorry.
Well, we're sitting out on the highway and they're
Right.
deep in the woods, so you
What
know.
the heck is happening?
Anyway.
I mean,
all right.
you want to make bets who's
Jaya
coming
is
back?
Jaya is running down the hill. The other 3, seeing the butcher go down with an arrow in his neck, and Mouthy Mick, now no longer so mouthy, go down with a round in his chest. The other 3 get up to run off. And Jaya is chasing down the hill.
Kill them. Sorry.
Jaya is running down the hill to terminate them. How about you, Joe? What's your character doing?
I'm moving in as well. Unless I can get another shot, a clear shot, I'll take another shot.
Oh, no, you won't get another clear shot like with all this going on because you've been
Double tap.
So that was your ambush phase where you could do pretty much what you wanted. So now it's action. So you choose between 4 actions. Orient, we just stop and look around so you can see what's going on. Otherwise, you're just focused on one particular target ahead. Orient, move, and when you move, you go by range bands. There's very long, medium, short, melee, and close or contact. You guys are at medium range. So in 1 action, you'd be at short range. In 2 actions, you'd be at close range if they didn't move, if they didn't leave themselves. But of course they are. And then there's attack, which whether it be melee, thrown, shooting, whatever. Those actions. So what 2 actions are you going to choose?
Is the mouth still moving? Or is he just down?
He's
not
down.
moving?
He's down. Is he unconscious? He's still conscious. He's lying on the ground.
Double tap.
Yeah, if I can shoot him while he's on the ground, I'll do it.
Okay, so you're going to do a move and attack. So you'll move to short range, and then you'll boom, boom.
Perfect.
Okay. Jaya is doing a double move because she wants to catch up to these guys. They were all sitting around on the ground, so they have to use 1 movement to get up and then another movement to start moving away. So they'll still just be at short range to her as well. So you go running up. You do still have to roll because you can always get a stoppage or something.
Okay.
You still have to roll to shoot the guy.
A 3.
A 3. So you go boom, and the round lands on the ground near his chest. He's startled, but he's not quite with it. He's conscious, but not really with it.
Shocked,
so you put a round in the mud next to him. The Jaya runs up. She comes up to them, so she'll be able to engage them in the next combat round.
Yeah, I yell out for them to either surrender or die, and that I'm here for our party member. So if I see anybody after that, I will, obviously no quarter given. I'm basically giving out a warning.
Yep. Surrender or die, no quarter will be given. Okay, so they'll continue running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so next round, Jay's intent is to shoot them in the back as they run off.
That's my girl.
Finish it.
I knew
Blam,
you always
blam.
liked her, Bill.
She gets the job done. What
Okay,
I mean, she's our medic and she's our muscle. They
okay.
can't go
So
wrong.
the guy with the spear goes down like a sack of spuds, and the scrawny bearded guy next to him, he gets winged, but he keeps running along because she stops and goes boom. Okay, how about you, Mac? What are you doing this round?
The mouth is still there, squirming.
He's squirming, yeah, but he's not like he's going to bleed out. He's not.
Yeah.
think about how much faster he'll bleed out if you shoot him again. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not there.
But there's two guys.
Make sure. Make
There's
sure.
two guys. There's two guys still standing and running off.
I'm more concerned about Autumn, but
She's just hanging around.
yeah.
Kyle's been waiting all night to say that. Somebody throw in a $2 super for the dad joke.
He was locked and loaded with that.
And it's just so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
But it's so right too.
It's just by a feet.
First things first, I'm finishing off the mouth.
Boom.
Yep.
As close as I
If you
can
take
get
the whole
with.
round, if you take the whole round to do that, then you do not need to roll. You only need to roll for things which you want to do well or quickly. But if you take the whole round and you don't care it's messy, then you can finish him. You don't even have to use ammo, and we won't go into the details.
Okay, yeah. I'm just making sure the job's done.
The job is done.
Perfect. That's the PG version. I like it.
PG, yeah. You find it's a Q. When people are deceased, they're either an O or a Q. He's a Q.
And then yeah. Next
Right,
round,
so,
I'm cutting down Autumn.
Yeah, okay. So I just had to clarify. I was thinking, hang on, what's he mean? Cutting down Autumn? Okay. Letting her down. Letting her down. Okay. Right. So the other two guys are going off. One stumbling off, wounded, winged. So Jaya does one action of pursuing them. So one move, one attack. Boom. Sure. Hits the other one, and he falls down. So there's just one. There's the skinny little one there. Which one is he?
Wasn't there a woman with him?
You do not see a woman amongst those there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not there. I was literally helpful to you.
Perfectly legitimate question. I'm just saying you don't see a woman with them among there. Where are my guys? There we go. Oh yeah, little Yaz. Yeah. Little one, he's about a little scrawny dude. He's about 14 or something like that. He's still running off.
14. Why'd you have to say that?
Doesn't matter.
He's still
He
a
was
cannibal
with
junkie.
them.
Remember what the paladin said about the orc babies? You know, from from what maggots beget flies or something like that. I can't remember. What was it? That was the Gygax one, Bill?
Nits make lice.
That's the one. Yeah, he's a nit.
Well,
all right.
Max learned his lesson of letting people go. He'll go after he lets her down. If she can, I tell her to follow us, and I will go hunt down this kid and Take him out.
Boom! Thump. Yeah. Jay has already taken care of that for you.
Oh, good. He's already distressed enough.
And while they're on the ground, Jaya just goes through and she puts a blast in the head of each one of the three that's on the ground. Because a couple of them are just wounded.
What are you wasting?
A couple of them are just wounded, and they go,
for?
no, boom. And
You know, a knife is free.
The scrawny guy just looks at her in a surly way as she finishes him, and the big guy who's barely conscious mutters profanities at her, and then their face is strawberry jam. So, yeah, so Jay's brutally murdered these guys and isn't bothered. Mac, however, has 2 levels of distress. He has 1 level of distress incurred from having been in combat without a combat skill or position skill, and another level of distress incurred from his nature is kindness, and I don't really consider like this a kind encounter.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
He did not leave that man to suffer. Was that not an act of kindness, Kyle?
That's right.
Well,
Thank you,
when he
Bill.
caused
Thank
the
you.
suffering,
Oh gosh.
You know,
Tomato. I'm pulling for my crew here, Kyle.
all right. You let Jaya down. You let Autumn down, and Jaya comes on back, and she jabs her with a stim pack, an EpiPen, and Autumn sits bolt upright, going, "What?
You got any more of that?
What's going on?"
Hands her a low polygon white box with a red cross on it. Here, pat yourself
Apparently,
up.
I've got to refill some of Jaya's medical supplies from the backpack.
And Autumn sits up, going, "Oh, my head!" And then she looks around. Holy shit! What happened here? Because there's 5 murdered guys on the ground.
So,
Blood and viscera.
so on the highway, we're betting who's coming back at this point.
Kyle,
We
there's
heard-
the name for the RPG, Blood and Viscera.
All right. So the cannibal junkie crew are gone.
Woohoo!
And Min and her crew appear out of the woods with a bow. They were the ones who took out the butcher.
Who was that again?
And Min says, "Well, it looks like you ended that conversation."
Yeah. That's also the only reason I kill. Well, thank you for your help. We
Can't let someone get eaten. I don't care who they are.
well, we kind of gave up on our home base here, and we were just about to head out when we noticed she was gone.
Yep. You got to watch out for those guys. They lurk around in the woods. Well, you don't have to watch out for them now. You don't know what's out there in the woods. You do well to have some friends in the woods instead of shooting at them when they come looking around.
Well, we just had an attack on us. I was just trying to scare off whoever it was. I wasn't shooting to kill.
Well, it wasn't us who attacked you.
Was it you I shot at?
It was you who shot. Yes. You
Well,
shot at me.
I apologize. My deepest apologies. I thank you again very much for your help. Now, you spoke of Sam. Are you friends with Sam?
No, but I'm not his enemy either.
No.
Not sure about Alice.
Well, we were thinking of moving on somewhere where they don't know us, if you don't have a problem with Sam, I just assume, I don't even know who the hell Sam is, but I just assume is get out of here than to start a fight with some other people. I'm just trying to grow old somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, you didn't choose a very good spot. Nice cabins, but all the wood's been cleared, all muddy. And someone carelessly has poured diesel into the lake.
yeah, that was our lifeline there. So we just figure we're gonna move on. We're not making it well here. So, what area do you stay around? Just this area?
We stay around in the woods. We're hunters.
Do you have any CB radios?
No, we don't need them.
Hmm.
We just use a whistle, calls of animals.
Well,
You guys want to watch out for Bennett's crew.
Hey, Bennett.
Sam and Alice wintered over with them.
you don't
Let off
say.
some steam, Bennett. Sorry.
Bennett's a straightforward guy, but he'll be worried about you because you shot a man and didn't finish him off.
Well, what's his territory?
He's got a cabin up in the woods. They grow food there. Not much in the way of defenses, but he's straightforward with people, so he doesn't need much in the way of defenses.
Is he a fair man or a cruel man?
He's a fair man.
Well, that's something.
He used to be back in the day, he was a pilot and mechanic, I think. He's a fair man, but he's a harsh judge.
Well, I need to go talk to our people. Should I come back this way?
The ones you want to watch out for are the Reds. Reggie Vance's crew. They're killers.
And you say Sam's with Bennett?
Well, there's two Sams around here. There's Sam Whitmore.
Okay.
And then there's Sam Moreau. Sam Moreau, we call them the Wintermen.
I see. Yes, I was confused. Well, I'm always looking for good people, so I think we can make it through this hard time together if we just work together. But I can't abide by killers and thieves.
Well,
if
you guys
say
might want
Bennett's
to
a
work
good
on
man.
you might want to work on your diplomatic skills. Because when you shoot at people who invite you in for a meal, when you sit down to eat with cannibals, and then later end up fighting them, says to me you might want to work on your diplomatic skills.
No doubt. Although we invited them in without knowing who they were, and as for shooting, that was at least the last time I shot over your head, it was to send a warning.
I was thinking more the Whitmores.
The Whitmores, yes, okay, very good. Well, I don't know anything about that, but I still believe the people I'm with are good people, and we'll see what we can do to to be more personable.
Well, we'll be moving on. Try not to get eaten
Yeah.
by people or anything else.
Well, I'll see you.
And
I'll
she
see you
turns and
around. I'm
walks off.
sure.
She turns and walks off into the forest without any more word.
Y'all come back now.
And the others melt into the forest following her.
Oh God, they're Terminators. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Called
gonna
it
get
on.
back to the truck as quick as possible.
Okay.
They all have the ninja look to them.
Yeah.
You didn't even loot the dead. I'm disappointed in you guys. I thought you played D&D.
Yeah, that
Bill and I
cracked me
weren't
up.
there.
No, I wasn't there, and I wouldn't have. That cracked me up. Like in the first or second Call of Cthulhu game we played this fall, Kennick's like, we should take all these food supplies here. It's cosmic horror. Yeah, heaven forfend you die on an empty stomach after not having eaten a sea ration.
To be fair, Bill, I always look for magic ink at every town, even if it's like a pudding 2 houses. Just to be fair.
Just want to answer some questions. Oh, hello, Kabuki. Samalama said, why'd they pour gas in the lake? The bad guys broke open the taps to the store of diesel that we had, emphasis on had, and it basically it was probably 8 or 10,000 gallon truck that was full, and 6,000 gallons of it soaked into the ground, and we're on a slope leading to a lake, so that's how the diesel wound up.
Yeah, you haven't tested the water. You didn't get your water testing kit or anything, but you assume
it wasn't by choice.
No, it was not.
You could just burn the gasoline. When it just burned on top of the lake. Nothing like a burning lake to improve the
Yeah,
ambience.
that would burn for a while. I think they would be even angrier at us. You set the lake on fire? What is wrong with you people?
I think we're I think we're near enough to fictional Ohio that could actually be a thing.
I was thinking more Soviet Union, but anyway.
Sorry, my bad.
Any other questions?
No, I'm not there. I'm straining my ear to hear any more gunfire in the distance.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way back to the guys waiting on the truck. Job done. Autumn staggering along, a bit dazed from being donked on the head. And yeah, you arrive back.
So I look at Autumn and I look at Jada and say, I hand her the backpack of medical supplies and says, take what you need to bring her back.
Oh, back, says Autumn. She's all wide-eyed. She's full of adrenaline. But Jada treats her, and she'll be fine.
I'll retrieve the backpack after Jada's done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So she's treated, and you guys are able to stay or move on or whatever you wish. You got to inform John and Erica of your diplomatic encounter.
Yeah, I'll let them know that there's 2 other factions out here. One seems to be a fair but stern judge of character, and the others just seem to be maniacs.
Good for them. Let's get the hell out of here. Everything's packed up on the trucks.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right, let's head out. What do you? Are we heading into town or? We came from out of town. We were
We're
headed towards town last time.
we're gonna find an interstate highway and see what the larger world is like. I'm not doing this right now.
I say put on a soundtrack and let's go.
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
pop in. I fished through the cassettes. Willie Nelson. This should work. On the road again. Just
Yes,
way to get on
yes,
the road
exactly.
again.
All right, the weather warms up and it starts bucketing down raining. Spring rains. So you have to go along rather slowly on the roads.
That's fine.
Down raining. You drive. So you drive off with the burning cabins behind you, and 5 bodies scattered in the woods, brutally slain. And you drive off onto the road on the road again.
Yeah, this is
Kyle, did
And
you
we'll roll the credits.
did
All
you
right.
absolutely expect anything else from this group?
I did
Really?
not. I did not. I hope for the best and I prepare for the worst.
I don't know. I had
My
fun.
DMing philosophy.
No, I did. I mean, I knew the dangers of splitting the party, but it's all good. It's all good.
So the credits roll.
sometimes you have to though. You know, you had to save the stuff, and we had to go get our man, our woman.
I love the I love the ironic end credits music we go with every time. Obviously, I can't do that. That would shut down my whole channel. But us driving on down the highway, windshield wipers going, the cabins burning in the distance behind us. Willie Nelson, just,
The
like
ending
a band of
song-
gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of
And
friends.
the camera sweeps away from the burning buildings. Over
Erica's
down to
singing
the bodies in the woods.
Exactly. Yeah. Nice drone shot low over the bodies.
Erica's
thinking of
singing
the,
along at top of her lungs. She's not in tune, but she's enjoying it.
Get a better Bluetooth headset. Sorry. It's like
Makes me
you're
think of
shuffling
the-
cards through everything you're saying when you're using your Bluetooth. Anyway. Well, that was another banger of an episode, Kyle. Are you going to be able to rejoin us next week, I hope?
Yes.
Excellent. Any post game stuff? Anything else you wanted to go on over, Kyle?
I have nothing intelligent to say, but that won't stop me.
When I was going to say, when has that stopped us?
What's next?
I didn't know that was a prerequisite. Otherwise, I would
You have been my co-host now for 4 years. So.
Yeah. I don't know. News of the day. Finished watching Aliens with Zach. My son's become a movie buff. He has a Ukrainian friend, Kirill, who directed him to some Russian site where you can watch basically every movie in the world for free. So he's been going through Scorsese movies and all the rest. He like gets on a kick of one director and then tries to watch all that guy's movies.
I cannot wait to hear Zach's take on Goodfellas.
I think he might have seen it. I'm not sure because we go through the movies that he'd like to watch because he's just 14, right? So there are some limits.
Right, yeah.
And so there are 3 categories. There's go ahead and watch that. There's no, not yet. Maybe when you're older, like he mentioned 7. Like no. No. And then the third category is you can watch that, but with me. And that's either because it's something that I'd enjoy watching, like Dirty Harry or whatever, or it's something which I think would be interesting to watch and discuss as we go along.
Sure.
And the enjoy watching is he wanted to watch Aliens. So I said, well, you've got to watch Alien first. I consider it not as good a movie. I'm not into horror movies. But if you watch Alien first, then Aliens makes a lot more sense to you. So we did both of that. So we lived here in the gym, and then when we finished, we watched a movie together, or part of one. So we did that in 2 parts, and yeah, he thoroughly approved of Aliens, and it was quite enjoyable watching because he's quite good at avoiding spoilers and going and looking at Wikipedia for all the plot and everything. So he didn't know what was going to happen. It's even like when he watched Terminator 2, he didn't know that Arnie was going to be the good guy Terminator this time. So, you know, there's that moment in Terminator 2 where both Arnie and Robert Patrick are going after John, and John's caught in the corridor, and Arnie just says, and Arnie whips out his shotgun and then says, "Get down." And then he gets down. And so it's that moment that you know. He got that moment, which I didn't get when that movie came out because it was massively spoiled, and Arnie's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be the good guy this time." So I'm going to be the good guy this time. And, you know, so it was massively spoiled. But Zach didn't get that. He got the pure movie experience. And the same for Aliens. He didn't know all the plot and everything that was happening. So, you know, when Ripley's in bed and she has a nightmare that and a chest burster's coming, he didn't know, like, is the movie going to go on without her or what? He didn't know where it was from there. And it was just like, this is relentless. Like, they escape one bad thing and another bad thing happens, and then Burke does a bad thing, and then
Because Burke is evil, Kyle.
Bill and I were discussing this. I hold that Burke is lawful neutral. He's definitely not good.
He's lawful evil.
He's not
Evil.
Because he goes along. I'd be interested in what you think, Kenny. Because he goes along, and at the start of the movie, he looks up her daughter for her, and he tries to prepare her for the board of inquiry so things won't go down badly, which they do, of course. But he tries to prepare it so it won't. And then he makes sure to include her on the mission to try to sort of redeem her, so that, you know, she can get her flight status back and all the rest. He's trying to help her all along. He just turns against her when she turns around and says, "I'm going to make sure they nail you to the wall for this." I'm going to get you. So then so then he does a very evil thing, of course, with Ripley and Newt. But until then, he tried to do good things. So he does good and evil things. So he put it together. He's lawful neutral, because as I said, the good person is, I'm going to try to do things to help other people. And the evil person is, I'm going to try to do things to help myself. The neutral one is, I'm going to try help other people as long as it doesn't interfere with helping myself.
Yeah, but
so as soon as that happens,
Kyle, Ripley confronts him with the files she found, man. Burke knew it was there. He fed those colonists to the xenomorphs, man.
But he wasn't. I don't think his intention was not to feed them to the xenomorphs. His intention was to go and have a look, because nobody in the company believed her. And so if he'd gone around and told them, told the colonists, "Watch out, there's something there," or whatever, the company just would have shut him down. You're using his arguments. Okay, what if there was what if there was nothing there? Then who gets a profit, Ripley? I mean, oh my God, dude, that you are bending yourself into an O shape to justify this guy's homicidal behavior. It's a bureaucratic mindset. It's not homicidal. It's we've got a crime in Victoria called.
I told you when we were chatting. I told you when we were chatting. That's no defense, dude. I was just following orders. Is no defense.
But it is for the lawful neutral. The lawful neutral believes it is. That's what I'm saying. He's not evil. He's lawful neutral, and it shows what horrible things lawful neutral people can do. What do you think, Kenneth?
I think we're going chaotic evil. Chaotic because it's wide open. Evil. Yeah. Yeah.
Still,
I mean, it's wide open. You don't know what's going to happen.
Chaotic evil is not the evilest evil. neutral evil is the evilest evil. But even I won't ascribe that to Burke, because Burke just would have been like, yeah, I'm going to send him there, and then they're going to get impregnated, and chest bursters are going to come out. Yeah, and then what? I don't care. They're going to die, and it's going to hurt, and that's going to be awesome. Yeah, that's neutral.
So does my assessment stand?
I don't know. It's just different viewpoints. Different viewpoints. I think he's lawful neutral. Definitely not good, but not evil either.
Neutral is like you don't care one way or the other.
Yeah.
Joe, side with the guy whose channel this is. No, what is your take on it, Joe?
Who's the GM here?
Oh, split. Oh. You got the justice with the weights in her hands. Which way is it going to go?
Drama Goblin says when he learned about xenomorphs from Ripley, he didn't go to the company and tell them about what he was up to. He kept info to himself to protect himself. He was trying to clean up his own mess. Ripley had told them all about the xenomorphs, and they didn't believe her. So, they didn't believe it. And he was obviously a junior guy. They're not going to listen to him.
That assumes that we don't take Ridley Scott's writing about the broader alien universe as
I'm just looking at the movie. I don't care what they like, because most of these movies, it's the same as Star Wars. They made it up as they went along and then tried to rationalize it later. So I don't care about that. I just care about what's in the movie. And what's in the first two movies, like there's that board of inquiry, and they're going, you're full of it. You're just crazy. And they just dismissed it. Why? Because it was 57 years ago, and there were colonists on LV-426, and the colonists are all right, so they can't be their monsters there, surely. That was their rationalization.
But in Alien 3, dude, the company shows up. In Alien 3,
that's decades later. That's decades later. I think after the place had exploded, a nuclear explosion, they might have taken things a bit more seriously.
Well, no, Alien 3 is just a few months later, but that's I digress. I'm sorry.
Is there even alignment in this game? Yes, but there is no alignment. Your characters have a nature, and it's based on one of the 7, or in this case 6, virtues, cardinal virtues and sins of like wrath, patience, charity, greed, that sort of thing. So you roll a 1d6 for which one you get. I've taken out diligence and sloth. We assume that adventurers are diligent. So you roll for one of those, and then you choose one of the pair. So wrath doesn't necessarily mean you go around shouting at people all the time. It can just mean that you're impulsive as well, and so on. So you have your character's nature, and so that's the behavior they kind of default to. And it's also significant because if they act against the nature, they incur a level of distress. So if a kind person murders someone, they incur a level of distress. But if they act with their nature, they remove distress. So if a kind person helps somebody who's injured, even an enemy, they lose a level of distress. So the idea is that your psychological health is about you acting according to your nature, whether it be virtuous or viceful. Is that a word? Viceful? Anyway, vicious.
By the way, since we're talking about Alien, I am not a guy who solders things. I mean, I'll 3D print stuff and make replicas and so on. But when it comes to like, oh yeah, if you want to do this, just buy a Raspberry Pi board and solder it to this microcontroller and program your own PIC controller. And that's not in my wheelhouse. I have too many hobbies as it is. I may pick that up now because this is relevant to our discussion. Hopefully this will, you guys will have to copy and paste that. There's a dude here, and I got to share this real quick. Again, it's relevant to our discussion. He has built a working, I don't mean working in the sense of like, oh yeah, it's a cool prop and it makes flashy noises. I mean working in the sense it actually works as a tracker of motion. Motion tracker from the movie Aliens. This is this is just absolutely nuts what this guy has done. If you want to go down a hell of a rabbit hole, check it out. He's got like just commercially available for a few bucks a piece parts in it and actual radar trackers. The thing works, and he made it work just like it does in Aliens. So that is an absolute just kick-ass thing. This is on Tom's Hardware.
That's kind of the point of the Raspberry Pis, though, is minimal cost for maximum computing power. So it makes sense.
Yeah, there was there's a microcontroller called an Amtel or Atmel. I don't know which it is. And it is literally like something you would hook to servo motors to move servo motors around. And they come on little postage stamp size boards. And I remember a few years ago, a guy built an Apple II emulator into an Atmel. It's like it runs Apple Basic and reads Apple Disk images. It's completely bonkers. But this, if anyone out there is electronics inclined, I highly recommend checking that out. I wish if you scroll up in the chat, it broke my link into 2 separate pieces, but you can copy and paste those and then bookmark this. Not affiliated with it, not associated with it, but I just thought that was pretty badass. You ought to build one for Zach, Kyle.
He liked when she gets into the elevator and she's getting all her gear ready and that, and Zach goes, "Okay, now it's really an action movie. There's a gearing up scene."
Yes, she electrical tapes the gun and the flamethrower together and gets the flares and is just getting ready to go full rock and roll. I always loved that scene. I always thought that was just so awesome.
Yeah, and then there's that bit where she threatens the alien queen's eggs just with a flame over that, and then backs off. And then as she goes out, you could see her sort of going like she's like a classic PC, like classic player character, like fuck it, boom, 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 boom. Could have destroyed it all.
Yeah.
There was an implicit agreement that she would back off, but no.
Kyle.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. Is there ever a time with the kindness soul skill that killing doesn't distress me?
Yeah, if you were to get firearms or other combat skill or a physician skill, then you wouldn't. But there's killing in combat, and then there's like finishing a guy off, which is effectively murder, whatever.
I gotcha.
Which is as opposed to like you might argue a mercy killing, whatever. But generally speaking, if he's lying on the ground going, "No, don't kill me," and then you kill him, that's not kind. That's the opposite of kind. That's badass. Might be badass, but it's not kind.
Once again,
so this made me think of a question I had for Bill. Do you honor the rule that assassins have to be evil?
In first edition AD&D, I absolutely do that. Those are the rules as written. Right. Assassins do things that go against the common wheel, as it is noted in the Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide. Now, assassins originally began as a neutral class in original D&D. If I was playing original D&D, guess what? Assassins are neutral.
Interesting.
I will go with the rule system as written. It's fine. Now, to go a little bit further with that, the question might come up, well, what if somebody just pays the neutral good fighter in your party, like, hey, I don't want this guy messing around in our business anymore. The neutral good fighter may have just pushed into true neutral at that point.
Go ahead. My thing is what makes killing evil for the assassin, but okay for the fighter.
The rules.
The rules.
And I just said it's not.
Yeah.
It's not okay for the fighter.
I'm just always looking for like the thought process of the rules, like to make it make sense.
Sure. No, I get where you're coming from, and I want Kyle's opinion on this too. But when I finish here, the like I said, the fighter who takes that money and goes out and hits somebody, is at that point, he's done an assassination. He will suffer an alignment change, a level loss, a loss of alignment language, a loss of commensurate abilities for changing his alignment like that. Now, I might not.
Is that
I might push him
for it?
I might push him towards neutrality for it if he's been assiduously good and does this thing. Like, oh wow, this guy's part of a criminal syndicate, you say, and he's terrorizing the town. Well, sure, yeah, I can go whack this guy for you, I guess.
Right.
But if he's just out there doing it willy-nilly, then that's a
sure. Yeah.
That's a push over there. That is it. Moreover, the Assassin's Guild in AD&D, as I see it, is a stratified guild. It is a business whose operations are very well known, even if they're only rumored in polite company. An adventurer will know, hey, you know what? There's actually a whole syndicate of people that does this for hire, and I'm now dabbling in their work. I'm doing what they do. I know that this is frowned on in common society. That's my take on it. Kyle, you DM about as regularly as I do. What's
my view is you could just take, like, most of societies from human history will distinguish three types of killing people. One is in warfare, the other is in self-defense, and the last is murder, whether the murder be for personal reasons or for sheer profit or whatever. So warfare is generally governed by some sort of rules about what you can do. So in the modern day, you try to minimize civilian casualties and so on. But even in earlier days, there would be some sort of rules to it, like if the city surrendered, if you're laying siege to a city and it surrenders, then the civilians won't be harmed. If it doesn't surrender and you have to assault the city, then there's no quarter given because they didn't. So there's still, you could sort of argue about what the rules should be, obviously, and people always have throughout history, but warfare almost always has some sort of rules. In other words, warfare can be lawful. It can't be, so warfare can be lawful. Likewise, self-defense, there's rules about it. And there'll be rules, which the rules will differ from place to place. Does a person have to present a weapon, or is it enough that they appear in your house at 3 o'clock in the morning without warning, and so on? So the rules will differ, but there's rules to it. Whereas for murder, by definition, you're breaking those rules. Yeah. And also, warfare isn't for personal profit. You might have personal profit along the way, but it's not for personal profit. Like soldiers get paid whether they fight or not. And there's a greater cause. They swear allegiance to a lord or swear allegiance to a country, and they're not killing for its own sake. They're trying to defeat the enemy. That defeating the enemy might involve killing him, but that's not their main aim. They want to defeat the enemy. So it's the same in D&D. Like if you sneak past the monster and steal his treasure, or if you knock the monster out or you charm him or something like that, you've defeated the enemy. But you haven't killed him, and you still get XP for defeating him. So that's warfare. So what adventurers do going into dungeons and clearing them out is more like warfare, because they're not going. Like you don't get the lawful good paladin who goes into the lawful good palace and starts wasting all the servants and stuff. You'll be going for the evil redlands and so So dungeon's more like warfare. And then self-defense, that's just one-on-one. That's circumstance by circumstance. And then there's outright murder. So assassins are murderers. Now, assassins might do things of warfare. An assassin might go into a dungeon. But I mean, good people occasionally do evil things, and evil people occasionally do good things.
Sure. Yeah,
you know,
that's a good way of putting it.
So yeah, so that's the way I see it. So that's why assassins have to be evil.
I guess what I'm getting the takeaway here is an assassin kills indiscriminately.
Yeah.
It's basically what it boils down to. They
don't care. They kill their own mom for enough gold.
They're hired. They're doing a job.
In my mind, I'm thinking, well, I mean, the U.S. Army has assassins, you know.
Well,
yeah,
if you want to think of a sniper, if you want to think of a sniper,
you get $100,000 if you take this guy out, though. You just get your normal salary,
right?
And they
would only be doing. They would be doing warfare, and to your point,
that's warfare.
Yeah,
that's warfare. I mean, it's the same. Like in the Middle Ages, if the longbowman happens to hit the enemy lord, well, you know, or the enemy that are catapults, or the chief engineer of the enemy, or something like that, you know, that's just warfare. Whereas if you say, because it's about motivation. Is the motivation your allegiance to your lord or your nation or whatever, or is it just to your pocket, to the fat loot?
Well, I mean, it's when you talk about snipers, one shot, you know, one undead, unalive.
Yeah.
That's very hard for a lot of people, a lot of soldiers who are trained to make that conversion. So that's kind of the differential when I look at it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the sniper doesn't get like $100,000 bonus if he hits the target, you know. So
well, no, but I mean, they have to make that choice. They have to pull that trigger.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, that's warfare. So there's what the individual feels about it, and then there's what wider society feels about it. So the rules in D&D draw on the history of the Middle Ages and in fantasy stories of what societies think about it. That's, I mean, like nobody alone on a desert island really has an alignment. Alignment is essentially a social thing. You need other people around for alignment to have any meaning. You can't do anything evil on your own or anything good on your own, or lawful or chaotic, because you're just alone on the desert island. So D&D is drawing on the historical and medieval fantasy kind of ideas of what is good and evil and law and chaos and so on. What the individual feels, D&D doesn't model. That leaves you up to role play. I mean, you could be an assassin who feels bad about it, or a fighter who feels bad about it, or whatever if you want to, or you could be one who feels good about it. It's more fun if you feel good about it. Less if you feel bad. But in this role-playing game, yes, but it's I don't use alignment to model the social thing. I just use other characters and NPCs. Other people see you do things, and then they react to that, or they react to stories about you, whatever. They react appropriately. And as for how your character feels about it, well, that's what your character's nature is for. And things go smoother if you act according to your nature. You know, but if you really hated your nature when you were rolling it up, I'd let you roll up another one.
It's funny. I quoted Gonzalo said, "Snipers get orders, assassins get jobs," and I quoted back a line from Apocalypse Now, which if you haven't seen, if anyone out there has been living under a rock and hasn't seen it, I highly recommend it. But there is Martin Sheen's character is a special operative. I don't want to spoil it for the one person out there who hasn't seen it yet, but when he confronts his target, played by Marlon Brando, at the end of the film, one of the lines, Marlon Brando says, "Are you an assassin?" And Martin Sheen says, "I'm a soldier." And Brando's retort to him is, you're a collections boy sent by a grocer with a bill. And so it is an interesting, in real life, this is how alignment would work, or more specifically, not work. At his heart, despite the insanity elsewhere in the movie, Martin Sheen viewed himself as a dutiful soldier. The world might have thought very differently from that. I mean, Brando asks him if he's an assassin. Sheen says he's a soldier. Brando's retort is that he's an errand boy. So
he's neither. He's neither.
Yeah, take that for what it's worth. That's
Yeah,
it's all about perspective.
Well, yeah, and it's also taking back to role-playing games is what you want your game to do. And D&D isn't a game about the individual character and their morals or their emotional growth or anything like that. It's essentially a tactical kind of game with a bit of role-playing tossed in on top for fun, a bit of cheesy stuff hamming it up. Whereas it's meant to offer the opportunity for a bit of exploration and adventure, but also meant to produce more kind of stories and interpersonal dynamics and stuff. So that's why characters have got natures. So if you want to have a story like The Walking Dead, or preferably better, something like this is better suited than something like, I don't know, basic role-playing with its percentile system or whatever, because there's some mechanics for character are developed in it. It's not about accumulating stuff or whatever, except in as much as it helps you build a stronghold. But the stronghold is a place where you go to relax and heal in your downtime and that, or to level up and gain more skills. Or the other thing you can do is turn a minor NPC into a major NPC, or a major NPC into an ally. That's rules that you guys haven't touched yet. Any one of you, like the rule said, at any time say, actually, I know a guy. I mean, you could do that next session. I know a guy, and we should go to his place. And pull out an ally, because you have a number of allies equal to the number of your soul skills. And you can declare that at any time. So this is all a little bit more soap opera, as narrative, as they say.
Yeah.
A little bit more soap opera compared to D&D or something.
No, I definitely like that. You level up your character by your choices and not by gold or loot. It's like, can you pull your resources and spend enough time without. Now we had a 2-week. I was having problems in the beginning because of my connection here. I'm out of town right now, but you said, oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, we had 2 weeks.
You had 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks was just basically spent healing up your wounds.
We were healing. That's why we took the 2 weeks.
And unpacking all your food and everything.
Okay. I was wondering why we had the 2 weeks and not the 3 months.
It was 2 weeks because, where possible, when I run games, I like to have the game time match the real world time. Obviously, you can't within a session, but it can between sessions. That's why in Classic Traveller, the jump, when you do a jump between star systems, it's a week. And why is that? It's because the players go, oh, we jumped to this new system, and the GM go, oh, I haven't rolled that up yet. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. And the jump takes 1 week. There you go. So if game time passes at a similar rate to real world time, then that sort of explains why you don't remember everything just perfectly from what happened in the last session. And it just gives you a sense that the world keeps moving on. So where possible, I mean, obviously, if you stop, just as a firefight's about to begin, it's not like, okay, you sit there for a week until you start shooting at each other. So where possible, I like to do that. And it had been 2 weeks since we played, so okay, let's say that 2 weeks have gone past. And that also dealt with, because I figured it would be annoying for you guys to go around with like a -1 on this because of that wound and a -1 on that because of your distress or whatever. But if you've got 2 weeks, whatever, you clear them up. You heal your wounds, you clear up your distress. You have enough time sitting quietly around the campfire, drinking a beer and talking to your friends to clear away your distress and fatigue and everything.
That's a good way to handle it.
I just rolled it forward 2 weeks, and I wanted to give a chance for some of the NPCs to float around and say hello or set fire to your place or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all.
All
It's
right.
just one of those little jamming things you do to help keep things moving.
Indeed. And sometimes the party picks up and gets moving. By the way, I absolutely love this movie, 3 O'Clock High. That is that is a lot of fun. It is entirely surreal. I love the photography, the cinematography in it is hands down great. I remember watching this with my dad, and when the ending happens, my dad's response was, yeah, usually that's not how that kind of thing works out. Brass knuckles or no. Pop was a bit of a scrapper in high school, so
Your dad is awesome.
yeah, he was. He absolutely was. But so we're back here next week with Kyle once again at the seat, and we'll find out what city and what condition we arrive at that city in. Or maybe we find a Buc-ee's and we fortify it, or a Love's truck stop or something like that along the way.
Bowling alley.
A bowling alley, you know.
A
Hey,
roller
we could build a trebuchet and
A
have
roller.
virtually unlimited ammunition. Just you know. But anyway, so I haven't seen Mean Girls. But thank you, Kyle. Thank you so much, man, for running another great game. Yes.
Thank you.
And Kanik and Joe, thank you both so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow night. We've got a deep dive coming. Hey, you guys help yourselves to some fun stuff in the break room. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow night. Do it, like I said, secret deep dive. I think you guys are going to like it. But tomorrow during the day, I will be shooting an interview with the crew who's responsible for Erebus Mythos, and I'm really excited for you guys to see what they got going on. And then Friday night, of course, we will be playing Call of Cthulhu, and then early Saturday evening, we will be playing Erebus Mythos on a live stream, and I hope some folks will want to jump into that. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to get on out of here, guys. Thanks for sticking around with us tonight, and I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. And Kyle will have to roll on a special chart and see if we encounter any owl bears. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.